We've done our claim. We've done our bridges. We've done our evidence. Now we got to talk about writing the analysis. And as a reminder, keep those guided notes out as you're following along. Okay, the analysis is the most important step of the writing model. This is that fourth step. I want you to look at your evidence and to explain what it means and discuss its purpose. Two ways to do that are, what does it say? I want you to restate it in your own words. Why does it matter? How does it relate back to the claim? So you want to put it in your own words and relate it back to the claim. And it has to be double the length of your evidence. So if your evidence is one sentence, it needs to be 2 sentences. If it's 2 sentences, how many sentences does it have to be? 4. If your evidence is 8 sentences, number one, don't do that. But if it was, that's a 16-sentence analysis. Personally, I can't write a 16-sentence analysis just in one go. So maybe don't do that one. Don't do that. But a useful way to think about it is this is one sentence and this is one sentence. So you can restate it in your own words in one sentence, and then you can talk about how it relates back to your claim in another sentence. Like the evidence starters, there's also helpful analysis starters. So some may include, by looking at this quote, one can see that. So this is to avoid saying, my evidence means this. Right? I want you to use all of these guys when you are writing your paragraphs. Once again, we are going to go back to our feelings about fall. So remember, this is where you explain why your evidence matters. Your analysis is why your evidence matters. So our evidence, according to WeatherSpark, the average temperatures are between 64 and 76 degrees and rarely fall below 50 or exceed 80. Now let's analyze it. By looking at this quote, so you'll see we put our little analysis starter, one can see that the weather is much more temperate in the fall months. Because it does not exceed 80 or fall below 50, the mild temperatures make it much easier to do outside activities in comfort. So this first one is just rephrasing. So what's it say? Oh gosh. And then the second one is why? How does that relate back to the claim? Well, it makes outside activities a lot easier. Let's do a callback to that thing about the cell phones. So cell phones should be banned from schools because they distract from instruction. Here is our claim. Many schools have begun to ban cell phones in class due to an increase of student discipline reports about inattentive students. Here's our bridge. We're explaining the answer a little bit more. We're giving some context, some background information. According to Common Sense Media, teens spend on average 9 hours on their phones a day, right? So let's go into our analysis because that was our evidence. What's it say? Assuming students get 8 hours of sleep a night, students are spending more than half the day staring at their phones, right? So what's this saying? It's saying kids are spending a lot of time on their phones. Why does it matter? Banning cell phones may help reduce the number of hours students spend on their phones and decrease the amount of time students are distracted from teaching. So we're calling back to those distractions. We're explaining why they should be banned. So we're relating back there. See, with our analysis, we're just going deeper. Just like the bridge, we're going from broad to more specific. We're going a little bit deeper. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is our evidence right here. Our analysis is we are going into everything. I got a little crazy with the drawings. Once again, it's your turn, right? You're going to look at your evidence that you gathered from a peer. So you're going to look at that evidence that you took from our discussion board and write your analysis. You need to use one of our sentence starters. Give credit to your peer. Who did you take this evidence from? We got to know, otherwise that's plagiarism. Remember, it is double the length of your evidence. Double. And then, just to help you out, what's it say? You want to reword. Why does it matter? Relate back. Once again, a little crazy with the drawings, right? So it's your turn. I want you to analyze that evidence you stole from your peer, but gave credit so you didn't actually steal it. And once you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and move on to the assignments for the analysis lessons.